I would have got that.
What? What's up, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Sports Bets, but mostly chaos. If you don't know me by now, wow, that went louder. I'm Craig.
Higby touchdown. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Benny.
I'm Jason.
Wow, this is off to a fantastic start, guys.
Well, John ruined it. He's all taking his time.
Anyways, let's just
I didn't realize that was my turn.
Let's just keep it going to wait a minute.
That's what she said.
Okay, now we get this thing going. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into MLB playoffs that have kicked off today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each opening round series, give you all a prediction of what we see coming out, and also give you a World Series prediction, whether or not it could match what we did in our pre-season predictions.
Yankees suck. They really, really suck.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on that one. So, all right, we'll get good things going right away. We'll jump right into the very first series. Let's just start with, I don't know, the first series that got away with the White Sox and the Astros. Anyone want to start things off?
It depends on the buzzers.
Well, obviously the series has already kicked off.
Yeah,
the
1-0,
Astros are up
1-0.
Going into this series, I was going to be taking the Astros in 5. I'm really struggling with the White Sox, how they finished the season. You know, honestly, if the White Sox weren't in the AL Central, I don't think they made the playoffs. So just give me the
bold.
Astros.
Jason?
Before the season started, I said White Sox in the World Series. I'm gonna stick with the White Sox.
Ben?
I'm gonna pick the Astros. Unfortunately, I think they'll win.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jay, Ben, how many games in the series do you think it's going to take? It's best of 5.
8.
Jay?
I'll say it. He's an idiot.
Give me White Sox in 5.
Give me the Astros in 4.
Astros in 4. Okay, yeah, I'm in the same position Jay was. I picked the White Sox to come out of the American League at the start of the season, and yeah, I think they were able to kind of coast in the playoffs because they were in a non-competitive division. But I'll stick with it. I didn't like the fact that they pretty much got worked all day today, but I'll stick with them. I'll say the White Sox take it in 5. So. All right, we'll go to the other American League series, the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Red Sox coming off that big victory against the Yankees in the wild card game. Game 1 going away. I think last I checked, the Rays were winning that game.
4-0 still.
So we'll go the opposite order. I'll start with me here. It's the Rays for me. The Rays, they look damn good. And they finished with 100 wins. So the Red Sox, nice story. They came out of the wild card. I did not see that happening. But I'm on the Rays. I'll take the Rays in 4.
I'm gonna agree with Craig. Actually, I was literally gonna say the exact same thing though, just because I think the Tampa Bay is pretty good. So, all right.
Tampa Bay.
All right. Jay, what about you?
Give me the Rays in 3.
Going for the sweep.
Yeah. The Red Sox already did the whole world a justice by knocking out the Yankees. Give me the Rays in 3.
So you guys don't think Chris Sale even gives them a chance to win a game?
Sale's been struggling. I don't think so.
I don't think so, Tim.
All right. Well, we'll shift things on over to the National League now, and John, you can start it off. We'll go with the Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers.
I think out of all this. I think the National League series are going to be way more competitive. It's tough. It's better offense with Atlanta and better pitching staff with Milwaukee. Give me Atlanta in 5. I think Morton wins 2 of those games.
Damn. All right. He is going to lock it in with Atlanta. Jay.
Oh, they're fucked.
Yeah.
You shut up, man.
I liked the Brewers before the season started. I will stick with them again. Brewers in 4.
Ben?
No, I'm pretty adamant that the Brewers
That's
will
a big
take
word for
this. I'd be willing to punch a hole through a wall in order to do it. So
I see what
I'm
you did there.
I'm gonna say the Brewers.
How many games? If you say 8, I swear to God.
I want winners.
I'll
In
say
2 games.
4. I'll say 4.
Yeah, Milwaukee's pitching is just really good. I mean, maybe their offense is questionable, but I think their pitching is good enough to at least get them past this series. So I will take the Brewers in, I'll say 5, though. I'll give the Braves 5 games. So, all right, moving on to maybe the toughest one to predict. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers coming off their big walk-off victory against the St. Louis Cardinals in the wild card game the other day. And they're taking on the San Francisco Giants. This one is really tough. I picked the Dodgers to come out of the National League and not to mention win the World Series this year. And I've been pretty convinced that the Giants, I mean, not on paper, but they've been the better team. But I don't even know. I part of me wants to stay with my pick and say the Dodgers are going to come out of it, but I don't know. I don't think I see it. I think the Giants end up taking this thing. It's going to go 5. I think that's the best way it's going to happen is we see this thing go 5 games. And I could be wrong. I won't be surprised if I am, but I'm taking the Giants in 5. Lock it down.
Before the season started, again, pick the Dodgers to represent, so I'm not going to change now. I'll say the Dodgers in 4.
I'm gonna say the Giants in 4. I think they'll take it.
John, what about you?
Yeah, like you guys been saying, very close, competitive. This is the series everyone wanted to see. Especially, I wanted to see it last year. Just Giants couldn't win Game 1, Season 2. This year, they've been the best team all season. Give me the Giants in 5.
All right, and then I guess last thing, World Series prediction. Who's the 2 teams in it, and who's going to win it? I kind of want to hear Ben. I'll say Dodgers win, and over who? The White Sox?
Dodgers win over the White Sox in 6 games.
All right, John, what about you?
Give me. I think that the Rays are going to do what the Royals did a couple years ago: lose in the World Series and go back to the World Series and win it. Give me the Rays over the Giants.
I like that pick.
I never knew you could do that.
I'm gonna pick the Rays. Facing. I'm gonna say the Rays are gonna be facing the Oakland Athletics.
Are you high?
I'm gonna say the Rays are
That's a
gonna
cloud take, bro.
play the Giants though.
Who's winning it?
Giants, in like 4.5.
I apologize to all the Giants fans in advance because Ben has just royally screwed them by doing that. So
We suck again.
congratulations. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go weird on this one. I'm gonna say it's the White Sox and the Brewers are gonna be in the World Series, and
Oh, what a Rays nightmare.
and let's just say the White Sox are gonna win it just for the fun of it. So I'm taking White Sox over the Brewers.
I don't think so, Jim.
All right, good stuff. We'll have to reconvene on this in a week and see, how everyone's doing after the first
How we
round
feeling?
pick. How we feeling?
Have you guys?
Not good. Not good at all.
I know it's not MLB, but I'm just saying. Have you guys ever, for those who are watching the game, the Thursday night football game, have you guys ever seen a play like that before? I didn't know that was legal.
Well, it is legal. It's just like college.
I didn't know it
scrimmage.
was. That's the crazy
Yeah.
part. The punt got blocked and the punter picked it up and re-punted it. That was pretty crazy.
All right. Well, speaking of football, John, let's talk about the NFL. Week number 4.
Mhm.
It's now done. It's over with. Maybe we're kind of getting a good feel of just exactly how the rest of the season will play out for the teams that we've been covering so far on the show.
There's already 3 divisions
Determined.
clinched pretty
Okay.
much. Yeah.
Well, you know what, John? I'm going to start with you. why don't you had a big game against the Carolina Panthers this past weekend? I should say not you, the Cowboys did, and they prevailed. They've looked strong. So why don't you give us a feel how you felt that game and maybe a little preview of their game against the Giants this upcoming weekend?
Yeah, the Cowboys, everyone going into the season knew the Cowboys had a top 5 offense. No one expected the Cowboys to have arguably a top 10 defense. Like right now, they have the defensive player of the year in Trayvon Diggs, who going into this week, so we're 4 weeks, 4 weeks in, has 5 interceptions, leading the league in interceptions. And then you got basically the defensive rookie of the year, Michael Parsons. Those two guys are studs. And that's the biggest surprise, the biggest takeaway of the first month of the season for the Cowboys. Those two players, if it wasn't for those two, you could argue, the Cowboys would be in shootouts, and the last couple of seasons, Cowboys are in shootouts. That doesn't guarantee they're going to win. But yeah, the offense is clicking. Dak looks good even after all the drama in the offseason about, is his shoulder right? How's his ankle going to look? He looks fine. He looks like MVP caliber player. Obviously, right now, I would give the MVP nod to Kyler Murray through the first month over Dak, but he's in the conversation, and everything's clicking. The NFC East is, the Eagles are not as good as people were thinking. Like everyone was expecting Jalen Hurts to be take a step up, like a Josh Allen step up in year 2. He's not ready. No. Washington football team, I don't know what happened to that secondary, but that secondary is really bad. And the Giants, they're Giants. They have Jason Garrett as our offensive coordinator. You can't win with that. We can't win with that happening. But this week the Cowboys take on the Giants. I'm kind of fully expecting Dak Prescott to get some revenge in this game and have a huge game after the Giants were the team to take him out last year. So I can see him having a big game this week. And looking at the schedule, they have a possibility to go the next 5 wins in a row before they take on the Chiefs.
Wow.
In week 11. They do have a game at New England and a game at Minnesota. Those could be 2 trap games, but look at the schedule. It's very viable that they'll be 8-1 going into week 11. And if they're 8-1 when they go into week 11, they have the Chiefs and the Cardinals. So those are the 2 toughest games left on the schedule. There's a real reality out there where the Cowboys go 13-3 and they're fighting for that 1 seed. So we'll see. Plenty of season to go. Like I said, there's only one month in, but I like where they're at.
This is where I would love to argue with John that he was wrong, but I'm not gonna lie. The Cowboys have, and I've said it, the Cowboys have looked impressive. They've looked good.
All right, thanks for coming, guys. We appreciate this broadcast. Stop the show right here.
Well, I guess that's all for us.
Good night.
Oh my God.
Just like the Yankees. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What a dud.
They are who we thought they were.
We let
him off the hook. All right, Ben, I'm going to shift things over to you. One of your teams is playing as we speak right now, but hey, it's your choice. You want to go over the Lions, the Rams. They both came off some pretty disappointing losses last weekend. So why don't you take it away?
So last week, the Rams played against the Cardinals, and it seemed like they could get through the line, the Cardinals offensive line pretty well, but they just could not catch Calamari. He just kept doing his thing and kept creating opportunities to keep the drive going. So unfortunately, they lost 37-20. So they ended up falling 3-1. They are currently playing right now against the Seahawks, and they are winning that game by, I believe, 9 because of an extra point that they had missed. And then the Lions, shocker here, they lost to the Bears 24-14. So, the
Bears
could have been worse. I mean, you got 2 touchdowns, but Lions are perfect so far with the 0-4 to start, so they're looking pretty good. They're going to be playing the Vikings, so that should be their first win of the season. We'll see what happens. Vikings aren't really much of anything this year, so it's sitting at 1-3. So we'll see what happens. They have won. Minnesota has unfortunately won 7 straight against Detroit, but streaks are meant to be broken. So unfortunately, it's going to be another long weekend, I think. But I mean, at the end of the day, as long as people are getting their paychecks and having a good time, then I'm okay with it. So
you are one pathetic loser.
You know what's funny? So everyone's obviously gonna give Jared Goff all the blame for the 0-4 start, but that wide receiver core is the worst wide receiver core in NFL history.
If you're gonna blame,
Are you sure?
Hey,
Dude, their number one receiver is that Cephas guy. I don't even know his first name.
why?
Like, it's awful. They got Hawkinson, but technically he's not a receiver. He's a tight end. They got DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, but I mean, their wide receiver core is awful.
No,
I would
awful.
rather have the Jaguars wide receiver core. I would rather have the Houston Texans wide receiver core. That Lions,
that's nasty.
Jared Goff has no shot right now.
You saw it in week 1 against the 49ers. He's hitting wide open receivers, wide open, and they dropped the ball. Like, that's basic bitch shit. You're paid millions of dollars to catch a damn ball, and the guy is 8 yards away from you and you drop the ball. It's like, yeah, no, get the hell out of here. So it's going to be a long season until they can't get some sort of wide receiver group, and just get a couple options for Goff to hit on the move, because again, like these guys can't even make the simplest of plays. So it's a little brutal to watch, honestly.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Lions in the offseason don't do the stupid move and go get a quarterback in the draft. Like,
oh no,
stick with Goff. Go get a receiver.
Please tell me, Ben, you did see one of the most hilarious turnovers that's probably going to be of the entire season. I don't know if you guys did you guys see that? The one Jared Goff shotgun came in, snapped it, ball hits Goff, bounces over the line. And this is one they were
the guy just like
they were either in the red zone or just outside the red zone back when the game was still close. And then he's like, "Oh, here we go."
And that's stupid.
That was so funny. The defensive guy just gets out of his plate.
That's just one of the most ridiculous plays ever, and especially for a centerman to not know his quarterback's tendencies, because that's like Jared Goff's like number one thing to do beyond this is to walk up to the center and like try to change something up. So if you're the center and you think Goff is coming up to you thinking, "Oh, here you go, let me give it to you real quick," then you're an idiot. Like, you definitely need to work on some shit.
One pathetic loser.
All right, Ben, what about your Rams? I know, I'm sorry, you already covered the Rams, but never mind. I forget what I said. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You got both of them.
I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
Oh yeah.
Who do you play this week?
The Rams?
The Lions.
The Lions?
Minnesota, you covered
Minnesota.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like
I'm sorry.
Is my mic not on?
It's on.
No, it's not. Jason's on. I can hear you through Jason's phone.
Just Cohooney's his ears checked. That's all.
Yeah. All right, Jay. Well, we're gonna shift things over to you as the
Jason,
Niners.
Can I borrow your your ears?
Yeah.
I can't even think.
Hearing aid.
We're all out of time.
Hearing
We're gonna have to
aid. There
move
we
on.
go.
It's Jason has this talking stick now. It's Jason's turn. So Jay, I guess we'll give you credit. You did predict it. You did say the Seahawks were going to win the game. I don't know if it exactly went down the way that you saw it going down, but Seattle at hand, the Niners are second straight loss, now moving to 2-2, and they will get a tough matchup at Arizona this weekend. So Jay, take it away. Let us know how you felt, how that game played out, and also a little preview of their matchup against Calamari and the Cardinals.
Niners dominated them for about 25 minutes of the first half.
Pound.
Are you okay, John? Are you done?
Hey, if you're gonna beat your meat, turn off your webcam. Thanks.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my God.
Where are we at in society now?
They dominated them for 25 minutes. They have nothing to show for it. They had 7 points.
That's what she said.
It was a long game. They let Russell Wilson hang around.
Hanging around.
Hanging around.
Just keeps Keep hanging around. Shout out Rounders. Great movie.
Shout out
Great freaking movie.
So, of course, as we call it, Jimmy G gets hurt. It's capper. Trey Lance comes in, and we'll see what happens. He's well. You can see by his throwing motion, it's almost like a baseball style. It's a very long throwing motion. He's gonna have to calm down, Greg.
Saying.
Oh my God!
He's gonna be thrown into the wolves with the Arizona defense this weekend. It should be interesting for sure. Kyler Murray playing out of his mind. I don't like to do MVPs after 4 weeks. I like to go through at least like half the season before we start naming MVPs. The whole week to week thing. This is not my style. I mean, Russell Wilson was balling out of control for about 9 weeks last season. Everybody's got the crown of MVP, and then he shit the bed. So I just
Didn't even get a vote.
didn't even get a vote. So I just like to hold off on the MVP talk until later on down the road. Trey Lance is likely going to start Sunday.
I think it's just about guaranteed now. I mean, everything but said.
Yeah, I don't understand Kyle Shanahan's thought process. I mean, other than a
Must be the Super Bowl.
gaming scheme.
Oh,
Oh,
strong words from a Cowboys fan.
Right. It's been like, I don't know, 30 years.
What's a Super Bowl?
Right. You haven't seen one in your lifetime. Get out of here.
Daddy, chill.
Get out of here with that noise.
hey, here, hold on.
Ouch, baby.
Yeah.
Very
that one hurts.
ouch.
What are we talking about again?
You guys were saying Deebo Samuel
Yes.
completely wide open, like by 20 yards. That was hilarious.
Yeah, he hit him.
Yeah.
I could have made that throw. He was so wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, any one of us could. Except Craig. He's not very accurate. But
Oh no, it would have been 10 feet over the head.
yeah, probably.
I wouldn't have been able to make that. That was my shoulder.
No, but Niners got Arizona 2 times in the next 4 games. So
2 times.
you're going to know really quick how they stack up. I don't think they are a Super Bowl contending team this year. So let's start the clock on Trey Lance. Let's see what we have and look forward there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you're 7 teams up.
All right. We're gonna jump. We're gonna start with the
We're
Bills.
jumping all right.
We're gonna start
Oh,
with the
sorry,
Bills.
we're all right time.
We're gonna
Craig's out of
start.
breath.
We're gonna
See?
wait. Hold on. Okay, I got a breath again. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna start things off the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans, man, with this Mills guy. Let me just tell you, that
Oh,
guy.
he's kind of got a raw end of the deal. You got Carolina's defense, and then
That
New
guy-
England. I mean,
No.
Carolina's defense.
Sorry,
and
it's
then,
not, it's sorry. It turns over. That guy
it
stinks.
turns over.
Guy stinks!
Anyways, the Bills just
They're just
absolutely
fucking
cruise to
Bills.
victory. It's their second shutout in the last 3 weeks. So,
Dude, props to that goaltender, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
solid.
so I mean, I mean, also the weather was a factor for sure. There was a straight up play where Mills straight up just dropped a pass out of his right hand and he reached back and the ball just fell right out.
I know what that's like.
So
Okay.
the Lions,
All right, let's all
take a chill.
take a breath.
Where are we at in society today?
All right, let's relax. So, anyways, the Bills absolutely cruised. The funny thing is, really, is John and I actually played the under in this game at 47, and the Bills just about did it almost at the over by themselves. It was 40-0. So the Bills have been handling business. The whole first game was obviously they're trying to make it. They're showing that it was an absolute fluke. It just kind of sucks that the Steelers have looked like absolute garbage since that first game, and now it's like, how did the Bills lose that game? I know there was the whole blocked punt that changed the whole thing, but anyways, yeah, the Bills are handling business, and now they have a humongous matchup at the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, and I get it. I get it. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're at home, but I can't lie. I'm a little shocked that the Bills are even considered an underdog. I get it. It's the Chiefs are still great, but look at the power rankings. A lot of people have the Bills number 1, and Just mark this on record right now. I will take the funeral next week. No problem if I get this one wrong. So mark the tape. Remember this, 7:45 here, local time. The Bills are going to win this game outright. Lock of the week. I'm going on a limb right now and saying it. Like I said, I will take the funeralization next week. I'll eat it. I'll take it for an hour and a half.
I bet you'd eat it.
He'll eat it.
Yeah.
He'll do whatever he wants with it.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm taking it. I just think this is the
Yeah, you're
Bills.
gonna take it too.
This
Eat
is
it.
the Bills. This is the Bills' time. I know the Chiefs, they gotta come out. They gotta, still establish that they are the team in the AFC. I said it. I think it's the Bills' time, and I think the Bills are gonna come out and they're gonna win. I'm not saying they're gonna dominate them. It's gonna probably be a close game, but the Bills are gonna win that game. So that's where I stand. And now we move things on to a really ugly game. The Minnesota Vikings, they hosted the Cleveland Browns this past weekend. And, Minnesota came out of the gate. They scored a touchdown right away. And which was kind of funny, just considering that the over under in that game was pretty dang high because the Browns and Vikings, you think that both those teams score points. But that was the only thing the Vikings scored all freaking day. And Cleveland, they got the touchdown to tie it when it came close to the first half, and then they got a 2-point conversion. Then they had 2 field goals, so they ended up winning 14-7. Just a really ugly game for Minnesota, and Kirk Cousins didn't look that great in that game. Definitely his worst game so far, but just a really ugly game altogether, in my opinion. The good news for Minnesota, though, unfortunately, they did drop to 1-3 after that. So, and not to mention Green Bay looks like Green Bay again. So Minnesota's chances of probably, somehow taking this division, considering that the Detroit Lions are terrible. The Bears, they're not as bad as the Lions, but man, the Bears aren't really good either. I think their chances of winning the division are probably slim to none at this point. They do have a favorable matchup, though. They do welcome Detroit. It's their 3rd straight home game. So Minnesota has been at home for a long time. And looking at the spread by themselves, you can look at the spread. You can find it up to 9.5 right now, depending where you look at it. I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, I just think this is a game Minnesota need to handle this game. I just think they need to get the offense going again and just show that they don't belong in the same class as the Lions. So if they're gonna turn this season around after this hideous start, it starts with this week against Detroit, and just looking at their next games after that. If my phone will decide to load, okay, maybe we won't look into it. But anyways, yeah. So Minnesota needs to win this game for sure, and I think they're going to. So we'll see how it is. All right, we'll move on to the last team on the docket. That's the Las Vegas Raiders. They were finally handed their first loss back on Monday Night Football against the Chargers. And the Chargers, let's face it, the Chargers are a damn good team. I thought that maybe the Chargers would be a little, still, hung over on their win over in Kansas City, but yeah, Justin Herbert looks like an absolute real deal. I know he looked like a real deal last year, but he is showing that this sophomore season that it was no fluke last year. And not to mention with the weapons he has on offense, it's, with Eckler, Allen, Williams, all those guys there, the Chargers are going to be a team in it. And, they're basically on the up while the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the way down. So that's kind of the way that I'm viewing it, is the Chargers are kind of taking that spot away from Pittsburgh. So
just not to interrupt you fully, but
you kind of still did.
I did, but to play off of that about the Chargers, though, Jason did call it. He at the very beginning, he said that they were a sleeper team, and maybe
absolutely.
So props to Jason. A lot of wisdom in that 85-year-old brain. So it's pretty good, So yeah, I'm glad he has his hearing aid on so he can hear that compliment.
Yeah.
What?
So. Yeah, unfortunately, the Raiders just they kind of took a little step back. I didn't see a lot of the game.
They didn't come out until the second half.
But from the little bit that I saw, the Chargers pretty much had control of that game the entire way. So you know what? best thing you can do. Jalen Hurts said it the best. When you take a deuce, you don't turn around and sit there and stare at it. You flush down the toilet and you move on.
So bad that.
So hopefully the Raiders do that exact thing. And they have a matchup that's definitely in their favor this weekend. They welcome in Khalil Mack and the Chicago Bears to Allegiant Stadium. And I see this as a really pivotal game for the Raiders. You know, they started 3-0, and it's like, oh, are they for real? Are they for real? And then they came out. And let's face it, they got smacked in the mouth on Monday Night Football. And you know the phrase, everyone has a plan to get smacked in the mouth. Well, you know what? It's happened now, and now it's mad because we've seen this. So the Raiders, they start out, and then they hit this slump where they lose a couple games. Well, this is the game the Raiders need to reestablish exactly who they are. So
we thought they were,
and who we thought they were. So
oh boy,
the Raiders are going to need to win this game. Maybe I don't know how Chicago's defense this year. Has it been that good?
Suspect.
It still is Khalil Mack, and but the secondary is very questionable.
Yeah, but one thing I can say is the Bears have looked like a different team at home than they have been on the road. That is a for sure. They've looked not good on the road. They lost pretty handily to the Rams and the Cleveland Browns in their 2 road games. So the Raiders need to take advantage of that. So yeah, I just think it's a pivotal game for the Raiders. I think they need to come out. Like I said, they need to reestablish themselves and say, yeah, we're still a for real team. So we'll see how it plans out. But
I have 3 words to sum up the Raiders versus Bears game. Ruggs go fast.
What?
Okay.
Like
What?
are we?
What do you say?
Does he work for Stanley Steamer or something, or what's going on here? Like what?
oh,
I
man.
got Khalil Mack's Rugs. That's all I got out of that.
That's okay.
What are they? Do I really have to explain it? You guys don't get it?
No.
Yes,
What's the number one good thing that people say about Henry Ruggs?
He's fast.
He's fast. So literally, Henry Ruggs go fast. Like literally, just Henry Ruggs just run straight as you can, as fast as you can. Derek Carr will throw it to you. That's literally what the game's
he's good for one deep catch a game, but that's about all.
Exactly. He's a poor man's Tyreek Hill. You just saw what Tyreek Hill did last game.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me know the last time Ruggs scored 3 TDs in a game.
That's why I said poor man's. I didn't say he's Henry. I didn't say he was Tyreek Hill.
Dude, there's Tyreek Hill, 50 feet of crap, and then there's Henry Ruggs.
That's why I said a poor man's.
That's not even poor man. That's like
Even the poor man's like, I don't want that.
Come on, man. There's Tyreek Hill and everybody else. Get out.
Damn!
Fight.
Anyways,
fight.
let's shift our attention now to just the rest of the league. Boys, any games looking forward to? And you know what? I'm just going to establish this now because I've gone last every time and y'all take the games I want to say. So you know what? I'm going to go first on this one.
Okay, go, princess.
Okay.
Guess what game is picking, guys? Let me guess. Here we go.
No, I don't care to see that game. Why would I want to see the Vikings? They're playing like
talking about the Bills and Chiefs. What are you talking about?
Okay. Well, first of all, so really there's really nothing in the morning games that's really that intriguing. I mean, maybe the Packers Bengals, but whatever. For me, there's a couple games. It's definitely the Cleveland Browns and the LA Chargers. I think that's an exciting game. I know, I can't believe I almost said Johnny Manziel. Like, what in the world?
Johnny Football?
Good old Maker Bayfield taking on Herbert and the Chargers. I think this is going to be a really good game. I think this could go either way. I mean, if the Chargers, they're both 3-1 teams.
Oh, Chargers go.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I just think that's going to be an exciting game to watch. Could be a lot of points possibly in that game. I don't know. And then, the obvious one, it's definitely the Bills and the Chiefs. I just think if the Bills could really make a statement, if they can pull off a victory in Kansas City, that would put the Chiefs at 2-3. So, and not to mention the Bills would be, 4-1. So, those are my 2 games, though. Nothing else really pops out to me, but those are definitely my 2.
I have a couple. Obviously the Niners and Cardinals. Actually, I have 3. Niners and Cardinals, obviously, could be a big one. I think 2 teams that are at crossroads right now. the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Which way are we going?
Yeah.
Are the Steelers going to show up and maybe make a late round push for the playoffs? Or get back in contention? Are the Broncos, are they the 3-1 team? Are they going to beat a decent team?
I don't think so, Tim.
Okay, or not. Getting back on the Bills and Chargers, I think that's going to look like
The who?
Arizona and Rams game last week, where I think the Chiefs may have looked past them a little bit, and the Bills got something to prove, and they're going to come in and punch him in the mouth, like Craig says, and I think the Bills will win that straight up.
I like it.
So the Bills are going to beat the Chargers straight up. Got it.
Yeah, you did say you
That's
said
the Chargers?
Bills. You said Bills Chargers in the beginning. That's
Oh,
when I was
Bills,
like, who? When I
Chiefs.
said who? You said Bills,
Bills,
Chargers.
Chiefs.
But then you did say Chiefs, so then I realized you did
I
mean
know.
Bills. You didn't mean like you. I realized the mistake was the Chargers, and
Yeah.
instead of the other way around, because I was like, well, maybe you meant Browns Chargers.
It's my old age. Don't worry about it.
No, you're right. So
Penny.
I'm gonna just say, just keep it simple, just one game. I think it'll be exciting to see the Lions versus the Vikings, just because I think the Lions will finally get their first win. So it will be nice to see. Well, unless you have a glass ball, anyone's guess here is correct. So I think that they're gonna win. They're barely gonna win, but they're gonna win. Mark the tape. Suck it, Craig.
How about no?
Knock of the
Well,
week.
I'll tell you one thing. There's one game out there I'm not waking up to watch, and that's the London game. I am not waking
yeah.
up to watch that game.
why you've been
Uh,
talking about how you're just this really big Jets fan.
Oh man, maybe make me throw up. I'm looking forward to seeing Green Bay versus Cincinnati. I just think that's gonna be a really good shootout. And then obviously for the afternoon, it's the Chargers game. And then the Sunday night game.
Go
and
Chargers, go.
At the end of the day, the Monday night game. Hopefully we get a good one. I don't believe so.
Probably
I
not.
think the Ravens blow them out against the Colts because the Colts' whole offense is just
What's that?
injured, bad, stuff like that. And the Colts offense looks like Russell Wilson's middle finger.
Geno Smith's out here balling right now.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Craig, if Geno Smith comes back and makes the Rams not cover the spread.
Wait, is Russ out?
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah,
Russ is out. Geno Smith got the
middle
last touchdown.
finger on a throw hit a lineman's arm.
Oh, I
and
saw
it was
that.
like-
I just
Yeah,
didn't know
he's
like they
out.
took him out.
Geno Smith went from the 1 yard line and got a touchdown on the last series, and now he's I don't know. I'm gonna be so pissed if that missed extra point costs us.
Yeah. All right. Anything else football wise? Anything you want to cover? I don't know if we want to.
Not really. There's a lot of
maybe we could
a
leave
lot of
that other
ugly
thing. We could
games
leave.
in the morning.
We can leave the other thing alone. Right? We don't need to get into that, right?
What thing? What do you think you talk about?
You know what? Let's just. You know what?
I'll bite.
It'll come around later. No, it'll come around later. No, don't worry. I'll bring it up. Don't worry.
I'll
Don't
bite.
worry. Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
It's okay.
We gotta throw things on to the ice. Yeah, NHL.
shit.
That's coming
I
back.
forgot.
That's coming back. Let's see. Was that Tuesday? Tuesday I started games. So Ben,
It's Tuesday.
NHL preview. Just give us a little tease of what you got for us.
Well, yeah. So
He's like, I got nothing.
Yeah,
I got a whole lot on.
It's
He's
pretty,
like, well, see you later.
Pretty dull right now, but no. So Tuesday, October 12th, will be the season opener, and it'll be the Penguins versus Tampa, the most recent back-to-back Stanley Cup champions hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins. So we'll see how that game goes to start off the new year, and then you got the Seattle
Malkin's
Kraken.
out, right?
What's up?
Malkin's out, right?
Yeah, Malkin and Crosby.
Yeah.
And then you got the Seattle Kraken visiting the Vegas Golden Knights. So it'll be the most recent expansion team visiting the prior expansion team. So that'll be interesting to see how those two teams face off. The Kraken have looked pretty decent in preseason so far, just kind of holding their own. And then the Ducks will start theirs season off hosting the Winnipeg Jets on Wednesday, October 13th. And then the Sharks will not start until Saturday, actually.
That's weird.
Actually, normally it's flip-flop. Normally the Sharks start early and the Ducks don't start till hell late. So this year you guys got the late start. So you pick up on Saturday against the Winnipeg Jets as well.
Plenty of games to bet on.
Oh, yes. So and then what's it called? Or was the other one? I picked up their schedule. So yeah, so the San Jose Sharks, they have their home opener against Winnipeg, but then they immediately go on a 5-game road trip. So they will not come back home until the 28th of October to face Montreal. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how the team builds off of those road trips. You've seen it before, and I think it helps teams in the long run. And the Ducks, they will face off against Winnipeg to start their season, and then Minnesota that Friday, and then they will be on a 4-game road trip the following week. So that'll be interesting to see how they handle a long season with a young core group. And then you got the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to talk about them a little bit because some of our viewers in the Nevada area. So they're going to start their season off hosting the Seattle Kraken and then immediately go over to LA to face off against the Kings for on that Thursday. Probably. And then they immediately come right back home. They'll get 5 days off and they'll face off against St. Louis, Edmonton, and New York Islanders. So they'll be hosting 3 home games. So they'll be a quick touch and go with their mileage, but it'll be good for them. I'm curious to see how the Knights will fare with not having Reeves anymore being their aggressive guy. So I'm curious to see if that will be a big difference or not.
And kind of be like the Sharks without Kane, right?
Oof, boy.
Unnecessary. Just unnecessary.
A little touchy subject there.
Touchy, huh?
But today, some little preseason news. The Tampa Bay Lightning faced off against the Florida Panthers, and the game they had faced off earlier in the week. They played each other and it turned into just a bloodbath. Everyone just taking penalties left and right. Today was more of
in preseason,
like legit crazy amount of penalties. So then they go and face off again today, more of a hockey game style, like Tampa likes. They won. They ended up taking that game very easily, and Corey Perry getting 2 goals. That's why a very important reason that I got to talk about Tampa. So they ended up winning 6-2. Corey Perry getting 2 goals. So he's pretty happy to be in there, and I'm really excited to see what he can offer.
You talk to him?
Yeah. Oh, all the time. But real quickly, just to talk about the Olympics that are going to come up in Beijing in 2022 for the Winter Olympics. Team Canada did announce 3 players that they're going to have on their roster. Alex Pietrangelo, only 3. It's just everyone's naming off 3 to start off. Alex Pietrangelo, Connor McDavid, and Sidney Crosby. Shocker, right? And you want to know the best part? Connor McDavid, as humble as he is, said, "I hope to make the roster. We'll see what happens, though." Right. Okay. And then Team USA announced theirs: Austin Matthews, Seth Jones, and Patrick Kane. 3 pretty solid names right there for Team USA. I think that it'll be a really exciting Winter Olympics come 2022. And I'm really excited that the NHL finally agreed to allow them back, given the fact that the last time that they had them in there, John Tavares broke his leg in the boards, and that immediately cost everyone the chance to represent their country. It is what it is. It happens, but they are also investments to their teams. So it is what it is. But
seems like he's been costing Toronto anyway.
Ooh, baby. All right.
Yeah, Ron.
But so that's all I got. Everything's looking pretty good, though. I'm really excited for next week when it gets going, and ESPN, TNT, they're going to be broadcasting a lot of games. So we'll be able to kind of get it a little more easily to watch all sorts of different out-of-market games. So here we go.
Okay.
Here for it.
Wow.
Be a long season.
Well, thanks, Ben.
Season
So we'll probably do a little bit of our more in-depth NHL maybe predictions next week's show.
Yeah.
So we'll dive more into it then. So, all right. Well, we're gonna keep things rolling on. It's Cohooney. You've got a Cohooney 5 for us. So, John, why don't you take it away? Let us know exactly how last week played out and preview what's going on this week.
Yeah, I forgot the Cohooney 5 was supposed to come up, and on my phone is way behind. Whoops.
Shocker alert.
Oh my god.
Oh, you
At
are
least it's
just
not
the
dead.
worst type of person.
Well, I'm home, so I can be able to plug it in. Of course, it's not going to die. But I am actually going to bring back the bowling recap for this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that too.
I've been in a huge rut for like the last 2 months. I didn't really even want to talk about it. And my rut continued the first game for like the first 4 frames. I had 3 opens in the first 4 frames. It's just, so I don't know what it was. Delivery was off. I was tugging the ball too much. And then I just made one little,
That's what she said.
I made one little adjustment, and I shot the next 4 in a row, and I ended up finishing with like a 174. And then my next 2 games were 204, 214. So that small little adjustment I made benefited. We ended up winning all 4 points. One of my teammates who has a 120 average shot 140, 130, 140. So he's starting to figure out. You know, he's a new bowler. He's still learning the ropes, and he's starting to get the hang of it. Because his biggest issue is he would get like a spare, and the very next shot he would get 1 pin or 2 pins, and it's like, oh, that's where you can't do that. Like now he's not doing that as often, so that's nice. So I think we're back to like 500 4 weeks in. So we'll see how it goes from there. It's a short fall season. But yeah, moving on to my Cohooney 5. It was a weird Cohooney 5 because like we did last week, we recorded it 1 day earlier. We recorded it on Wednesday, and they had the weigh-ins, and Aspen Ladd weighed in over the limit by 3 pounds.
3 pins.
3 pins.
Yeah, you can give me a break. Over by 3 pounds, and Macy chased on. She refused to take the fight. I mean, your opponent weighs in over the weight limit. You could either take the fight and you get like a percentage of the other person's purse, or you could just say no. And she said no, so that fight got scrapped. So I get a no contest for there. And then another fight, Kevin Holland versus Kyle Dawkins. There was an incidental headbutt by Kyle Dawkins that knocked out Kevin Holland, and that led to Dawkins locking in a submission. And then by the time Kevin Holland regained consciousness, it was too late. He tapped, and they reviewed it, and because it was an incidental headbutt, they ended up calling it a no contest too. So neither fighter won. So I had 2 no contests last week, and other than that, I went 1-2. So not a good week. Overall, so yeah, I went 1, 2, and 2 last week on the Cohooney 5. I'm looking for a better week this week. My overall record is 65, 49, and 6. And this week, I always like to look for that one or 2 underdogs to play each week, but I didn't like any of the underdogs on the main card this week. So it's going to be an all favorite parlay that I'll be playing. I'm going to start off. I'm going to be taking Phil Hawes, and then Randy Brown, Tim Elliott, Sabino Mazo, and Mackenzie Dern. And for those who don't know, yes, the main event is a women's fight, Mackenzie Dern versus Marina Rodriguez. Should be a really fun fight, and I'm going to go with the favorite, Karate Hottie, Mackenzie Dern.
Did you say Karate Hottie?
That's her nickname. She's cute.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Cohooney. Well, thank you for that. As we will throw things over to a softball diamond, and we'll start things off with, let's see, last Friday.
There you go.
Pitches and Brews. Cohooney and Jason were both subbing over there, and we played against our old friend Peppers. team that we were able to finally defeat for the first time in playoffs in the summer league. So came in the fall, coming in 1-0. They had came off an 0-1 after a forfeit, and early on, the bats were really quiet. They went up. I think we determined it was 7-0 at one point. Once the bats woke up, we got ourselves back in it, and we ended up taking a lead 8-7. They put up one run in the top of the seventh. They tied it, but then we were able to get out of the inning, just that one run. So all we needed was a run to walk it off, and two batters in after Anton doubled down the right field line. Shauna came up, she blasted double right up the middle on a shot. We walked it off to win 9-8. So now we've improved to 2-0 after that one. Just a really just overall good game. Just a nice, one of those games to stick in it, fight through the end, and we end up coming through the victory. So that was big. So now we're 2-0, and now we'll play against Bad News Beers next, honestly, tomorrow. And I'm not sure if they did the first game. I don't know if they won the first game or not. I know they forfeited. They no call, no showed last week. So I know at the very best are 1-1. So it should be a good game. It's a team that I think as long as we, come out ready to play, we should be able to handle business. Okay. So now we move things over to Monday. We kicked off the fall season defending our Summer League championship. We had to open up with a doubleheader. Our first game, we ended up playing essentially a brand new team. They had some older players, a couple that, basically they said that hadn't played in over 12 years, but they had some young players on the team. Definitely had some players that, hadn't really, you could probably argue that they had never swung a bat probably up until that game. So it is nice to see, new teams in the league, but it was kind of wasn't a whole lot of competition for us, and we ended up pulling away. I want to say, I think it was 16-0 was the final of that game. So, but still a fun game. For us, it was kind of nice. And then we ended up facing, the family team out there in game 2, Nopalitos, the team that we beat in the first round of playoffs, the first go around, and always a little bit of drama. One of the players in the team, likes to run his mouth a lot. And there was some drama there, but we handled it. It was one of those games where offensively our bats were quiet in the beginning. And then once they woke up, we start hitting around. So I think the final, I think it was 14 to, I want to say 3 or 4 going into the last inning, and they put up, 3 or 4 runs. They got to 14-7, but we were able to finish it off. So we started out 2-0. So that's a good start for us. And especially we're, we only got 6 games in the fall in Hayward. So, good start for us. We have another game in our favor this week against the new team that joined the league, Kingdom Crushers. Another game that I think as long as we come out and we show up and we play the way we've been playing, we should be okay. So don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, but should be looking good there. We moved on to Tuesdays, and it was a boating. It was a motorboating. Let's just leave it at that. Our team, we won 7-0 the previous Tuesday. It was against a team that if we hit, we probably would have won by a lot more of a margin. And let's just say the bats were hitting from start to finish in this game. I think the final game ended up being 21-2. And through 3 games, we've only given up 6 runs. The competition out there is just, it's not great. I guess the one thing you could say though is it sounds like starting next Tuesday, as now we've played every team one time. I think there's a chance we're going to start spotting 10 runs, which that is, in my opinion, the fairest to be with the competition out there on Tuesdays. So I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think anything's been set in stone yet, but it looks like, so we're 3-0. I'm not really sure of the other teams where they are positioned in the standings. I don't even know who's in second. I don't know who's in third. I don't know who's in fourth, but sounds like we're starting, we're going to start spike 10 runs, which I think is just fair. It's just better competition wise. It makes, a sense of urgency that you have to hit early, and, gives the other team a little bit more, the other team look at that. I mean, we've been on the side of that where we play against teams that are just, there should be in a whole nother division by themselves. And unfortunately, the amount of teams that play, it just doesn't work that way. I know what it's like going into those games and thinking like, yep, this isn't going to be good. Let's just try to, keep it close, hopefully. But for a team to come out there and play, against the team that we have, if you get 10 runs, you're like, okay, well, maybe we'll catch one off night. Let's hit the ball. If we get some runs in, maybe it'll be a good game. So I'm looking forward to spotting those runs and see how it plays out. so we move on to Wednesday. So last night, our first game of our Wednesday fall league, an interesting one. Ben was able to sub in that one, and yeah, it was like crazy. It was a fun game. We ended up playing against Bad Intentions, which is basically pick and pull from about 5 or 6 other teams that we've played against, whether it's on Mondays or Wednesdays. Just like it was basically an all-star team, you could argue. And early on, our bats quiet. They put some runs up early. I want to say it was probably 6-0. I think one point. We were able to climb back into that game again. We were able to start making better plays defensively, and then the offense obviously woke up too. Crazy finish. We got to the 6th inning, and we got it to a 1-run game. The bases ended up being loaded. There was no time left on the clock. Jason came up to the plate with 2 outs. He hit the crap out of the ball. Just unfortunately got a little too much of it. Got right to the right center fielder, and the game ended. So what was that? 8-7, 9-8, 9-8. So
I think it was 9-8.
So obviously an unfortunate first loss. In a game like that, it would have been obviously great if we would have been able to pull off the comeback victory, especially based on the especially based on
just so funny because me and John were on third and second base as well.
It's true.
So
Ben
when he was up to bat, we could have been the tying
run,
and it would have been perfect.
Yeah. And this is something in retrospect. I mean, looking back on it now, it's like you would almost say it just because of the way the game played out. But on John's hit, I can't remember specifically where the ball was when you got to third base, but you almost start thinking like maybe because just the way the time clock, we're the home team, the game clock's winding down. And I want to say when John hit the ball, it was with like 30 seconds left.
No.
Around there.
No.
The time it expired.
Time it expired.
He gave me an 0-2 count, and then he purposely threw like 2 balls to waste to
that
let the time run out.
Okay, then never mind.
You could even hear
my whole theory would have gone because theoretically
you could hear the other team who plays right after. You could hear them yelling at the pitcher, waste the clock.
Because theoretically, if there's time left on the clock, I think we absolutely send Ben no matter where the ball's at.
Absolutely.
Make a play because even if Ben is out. So theoretically, if the ball gets thrown away or anything like that, the game's tied. So at the very least, we're guaranteed a tie. But if Ben gets thrown out, okay, well, guess what? It's a fresh inning, and it doesn't matter where the time expires. If you start an inning, you have to finish it. So it's like, okay, down by 1, let's see if we can hold them, and we have a whole fresh set of innings, and basically the top of the order coming up in the bottom half of the 7th. So obviously that gets wasted because the time clock goes down. But you know what? Still a really fun game. The competition is obviously gonna be really tough for us on Wednesdays, and we do get another rematch with that team again before the season ends. So that'll be an exciting game to see how that plays out. But overall, so what is that? 4-1 past week. So yes, let's see. We can pick and choose how this one goes. I don't know. Whichever you guys want to talk about. John, why don't you know what? I'm gonna choose you. How about you talk about how Friday went, since that was your first time playing in Fremont with us? So
yeah, Friday went fine. It was different because on Fridays you pitch to your own team, so it was a little different. I don't have to worry. I can go, oh, I want to take this to right field. Okay, just wait. Throw me a ball a little outside so I can take it to right field. Like it's not like, oh, I have to, they're gonna jam me, so I can't take it to right field. I got it, pull it. So it was nice. I had a couple of good hits. I was playing first base the whole time, and I have a bad shoulder, so there was a couple of times where I didn't trust myself with throwing the ball. So like in the top of the inning, we had what, 2? There was one out.
Second and third with 1 out. It was when they had the tying run at third base, the go-ahead run at second base, ground balls hits him at first, the runner at third base immediately took off for home, and John had to play, but at the same time it's trusting of the arm. He's got to make the play. So John did the smart thing. He got the out at first base, let the tying run score, knowing no matter what, we had bottom of the 7th still to hit. So, realistically, if they get another hit, they take the lead. We're still coming up in the bottom of the 7th. So John gets the out. The next batter ends up flying out to me in right field. We escape the inning with just that damage, and then we walk it off. So it worked out really well.
Yeah, and then Monday, they were kind of taking advantage of me over in right field because
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Because I made my first real fielding error, like really bad fielding error. I missed. It was a long run, and I thought I got to it, and I put my glove up, and I just flat out missed it, and it sucked. But and then you could tell by the hitter the way they were moving their hips. I was like, they're going for me. They're trying to hit the right field. And the worst part was they kept hitting us the right field, but they kept hitting it foul. So like I have to run it down and I have to throw it in.
There it
And
goes.
I had to sit down for a couple innings because my shoulder was really hurting.
So let's see. Well,
Didn't affect my hitting though. I went 3 for 3.
I guess Ben, Jay, I guess whatever game you want to cover or whatever you want to do.
I'll let you go first, Jay.
I think you guys pretty much covered it all. I mean,
I was gonna say I didn't even think Craig was gonna throw it to us. I thought he was just gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't need to be thrown out of him. That's I'm going over 4 games. I guess that doesn't.
Kind of covered them all.
So okay.
Well,
All
I mean,
right.
it's not like we can help out with Tuesday.
You know what it
Yeah.
is? It's a quit it, move on time.
Quit move
Hell
on.
yeah.
What do you think, Ben? Quit it, move on. We'll just move on to the next thing.
I'll
All
live with
right.
that.
All
We
right.
got our digs
Well,
in on Jay.
the get off my lawn segment is going to take at least a one. I don't even know what he said,
Run that guy.
and I don't even want to
Oh,
know.
there's a football game on.
Where are we at in society?
Not much longer.
Come after me.
Oh man, it's still going. See, that's what I'm talking about. These drops sometimes they just play the whole clip. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Anyways,
quit
all
it,
right,
move on.
all right. Well, anyways, as I was saying before, Ben decided to say what he said, whatever it is. I digest. Get off my lawn, taking a week off. So that means we're going to shift things right over to the hit it or quit it segment. So if you're a first timer to this segment, basically each one of us most of the time presents a question. It's, you're either here or you're there. You're either hitting it or you're quitting it. We all go around table and we all, voice our opinions on it. So, boys, anyone want to start things off?
All right, I'll go.
Okay.
With the hockey season in front of us, Sharks are getting underway pretty soon. There's somebody missing on the team. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Vander Kane's not with them for his off-ice issues. My question to you guys is, I think we're pretty much in, agreement that it's maybe less than 50-50 suits up for the Sharks. My question is, hit it or quit it, does Vander Kane suit up at all for the NHL in this upcoming season?
I'll start it. I say hit it. I think he will. Given that he has the whole season to clean his act up, sure, I could see that happening, and there's a good likelihood that he will be suited up in some form, whether it's
there we go.
this
Oh
team,
man,
another team.
that ain't right.
But he ain't wrong.
Ouch, baby.
So yeah, no, just we'll see what happens.
Okay, I will give Ben credit. That was a good joke.
That was good.
But I'm following suit with him. I just dressing up in some form and play at some point. Yeah, I would highly doubt he plays the entire season just based on everything that's going on. But yeah, I think he'll play it some bit. So I don't know. I'm not willing to say like, oh, he'll start the season and then come out, or oh, he'll miss the start, but he'll eventually join, or oh, he'll get traded and then they'll start him over there. I don't know. But yeah, I think if you're talking about some sort of way, I'm hitting it too.
Senior Jay, as long as I got my suit and tie.
Don't ever do that.
I honestly
disrespect
don't
to
know.
That's not the question.
Shut up, man.
That's not the question. It's hit it or quit it.
I'm thinking. Give me a second. God damn. I'm not even on your lawn. Why are you rushing me off here?
I say he's an idiot.
For fuck's sake.
I'm going to.
Can't do it.
I'm going to quit it. I think that he's going to be sitting out this season, and until the legal issues get resolved, and you never know how long that's going to take. I mean, look at Deshaun Watson. He's pretty much getting paid to sit out. Same with Trevor Bauer. He's getting paid to sit out. And I think now Vander Kane is going to be paid to sit out all season. So, yeah, I will quit it.
I'm going to quit it as well. I think he has to figure out the offsides, legal stuff. And I just don't know if a team's going to want to take that PR hit to bring him in no matter how many goals he scores. He's definitely not going to play for a contender, I don't think. I don't think a team's going to want to mess up that team locker room. I mean, it's obvious that he messed up the Sharks locker room. I think it goes without saying. So you're taking a big risk on multiple avenues to bring him in. Is he really worth the headache? I don't think so. So I'm going to quit it.
I don't think so, Tim.
You're right.
Well, I'll go next. Mine's kind of actually something similar to Jason's.
What the hell?
So obviously, given the he who shall not be named, that is not with the San Jose Sharks right now. With now this week a new accusation coming out that he falsified his vaccination card. Now is being investigated on top of everything else. And I'm not saying everything that he's been investigated for, they've ever found anything. There's actually quite a few things that they've found no evidence. So they've moved on. But it seems like every week there's something new. Hit it or quit it. That the league maybe give it 2 or 3 more things where people come out and say that and accuse him of something, that the league, not the San Jose Sharks, but the league will step in and say, okay, that's it. We're going to have to terminate your contract and have you leave the league until everything can just get settled on your personal life. Hit it or quit it, you think that will become a possibility or will happen?
So the hit it or quit is if we think the NHL is going to terminate his contract,
not necessarily terminate or essentially terminate him from the league this season.
What about suspend him?
Suspend him. Okay, we'll go suspend them. We'll go with that.
Like
all avenues of him just not playing
like Bauer
and them stepping in and making sure that the Sharks aren't necessarily the ones that have to do it and take and responsible for it. So yeah, hit it or quit it. The league will step in.
Yeah, I'll hit it for sure. I'll hit it. Yeah,
that changes it.
Yeah, there's just too much going on, and yeah, there's more stuff coming up, and this whole thing with the vaccination card, it's just kind of downright silly. So yeah, I think. I mean, honestly, yeah, it seems like the Sharks are just like super hesitant on making a move and what they're going to do. And I think it's going to be a point where the NHL is just going to have to step in and do something. So, yeah, I'd hit it for sure. I think a suspension's coming. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I think it's like with everything going on, it's not going to be resolved when this season kicks off. So, yeah, I would hit it for sure.
Okay.
I'm going to follow suit. I'm going to hit it. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened already. I mean, Trevor Bauer's been under accusations for, at different leagues, whatever. But he's been under the same accusations, and the MLB suspended him right away. Like they said, until your shit is handled. They
actually didn't really suspend him. They put him on the behavioral list, something like that.
They kind of gave him like
he's getting paid. Suspension, you don't get paid.
No.
There is a difference. Trevor Bauer's still getting paid. He's on some kind of list that's really funky. I don't really know the whole.
It's a commissioner's exempt list or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kane will probably be suspended, or put on a list. Whether the Players Association can probably maybe fight it on his behalf. That way, he still can get paid, maybe. But yeah, I would hit it too.
John?
I'm going to quit it. Batman's probably going over to Vander Kane going right now, but like, hey, so teach me how to do all this stuff that you're doing right now, because he's such a shitty commissioner and he's really shouldn't be there.
Wow.
The only way he would be kicked out of the league or any of that stuff is if he does get found guilty and he goes to jail for any of that stuff. I think that's the only way I see any of this stuff happening. If he isn't found guilty for anything and it's just accusation after accusation after accusation and it's just a witch hunt, I just don't see a suspension. So I struggle to see him being found guilty in the court of law, I think, something will happen because, he's before that gets to there. And I think the league will not, I don't think the league will end up stepping in. I think the Sharks will eventually beat him to it and will suspend him first.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that I'm going to have to say that the Sharks will probably beat the league to the punch. I think that there's a very good chance that the league might step in afterwards and maybe follow suit with something. But I don't think it necessarily looks good on them either for the league to step in and suspend him. They kind of want the team and San Jose Sharks to handle their players accordingly. So I'm curious. I mean, all I can wonder is what's the next accusation going to be? Because at this point, I mean, they've hit pretty much everything. So I'm curious what the next one will be.
Low-grade beaver tranquilizer.
We'll see. So next week, we shall find out something new, I'm sure. But yeah, no, that's it for mine.
Yeah, it's just a headache.
Yeah.
John, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll go. And speaking of headaches,
Oh, God, don't you do it.
Ben Simmons.
Oh, there we go. We're good.
Is not. He's straight up telling Philadelphia he's done in Philadelphia. He will refuse to play for the 76ers. He's calling out Joel Embiid, throwing shade at the whole team, throwing shade at the city. And the season kicks off in 2 weeks from today. So hit it or quit it. Ben Simmons will be traded before the season starts.
And for the viewers who don't know, that's he plays basketball, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty sure more people who would watch this might know his name more than Vander Kane.
I'll go.
Actually, he's also correct about that one too. I'm giving him one of those.
I'm gonna quit it. I say if he's gonna be dealt, it'll probably be dealt now to trade deadline. He's trying to force Philly's hands, and Philly's not blinking, and I just don't see him moving him for pennies on a dollar. I mean, he's a great player, but they want the world for him, and they're not getting the world. So it's a push comes to shove kind of deal, and I don't see either side caving in anytime soon. So quit it.
Yeah. I just think you said the pro season starts too, and it's just like it's so close. I don't feel like there's enough rumblings going on of rumors of where he, at least from what I'm seeing. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I mean, you all know by now I don't follow basketball, but Twitter, it shows up on my Twitter feed a lot. So if a deal does go down, I do see it pretty quickly, but I just haven't seen anything necessarily rumblings. I've seen plenty of the rumblings of him being dissatisfied and he wants out or anything, but I just haven't seen enough about where he's going. I just don't think it's going to happen in that short period of time. So for that reason, I will quit it as well.
So you're saying he'll be dealt before the season?
Yeah. So
yeah. So if you agree, if you think he is, then hit it. But if not,
I'm gonna say no. I don't think he will be dealt before the season because I remember us talking about this months back, how he wants this, and the Philly owner wants, a Lamborghini, a Porsche, and a Ferrari, plus $20,000, plus 3 extra players. For this guy, I don't think that's going to happen. So I think they'll just kind of both deal with each other until at least a trade deadline. And then I think that maybe he'll get moved because I think by that time, then maybe the owner will lower the value of what he wants. So I could see him being moved by the trade deadline at the earliest, for this year. I don't see him doing it before the season though. Hell no. So knock that shit off.
Yeah, it's just if they were gonna trade him, they would have traded. If they were gonna trade him, they would have traded him before the draft. It's just the former Houston GM is now the GM of the 76ers. Daryl Morey. There we go. He's asking for way too much, and it's just not gonna happen. And it's getting to the point where I don't want a single team to trade for him. I want the 76ers to be like, I want the whole NBA to be like, you want the goddamn castle for this guy? who doesn't want to play for you, you're really going to ask that? No, we're not going to trade for it. We're going to make you cut that guy. I want to see it get to the point where the 76ers are stuck to basically have to cut him. So I think that'd be really fun to watch. And hey, the NBA always needs drama, and we got drama over in Philly, and hey, it's good to see.
TNT knows drama.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna stick with the drama theme.
Save the drama.
For my hit it or quit it question. So we didn't talk about it in the NFL segment. I kind of mentioned it and I said, don't worry, I'll bring it up later. So here's the moment. So I believe all four of us know the incident involving head coach of the Jaguars, Urban Meyer, this past weekend. Yeah, Ben, you know what happened with that?
I'll get caught up as you guys go.
Well, basically, Urban Meyer was out with some, I guess, was this on Sunday during the weekend? Because the Jaguars played last Thursday Night Football, so they didn't play over the weekend. Urban Meyer stayed in town somewhere. I don't remember where it was. But
so they flew. So they flew to.
He did not fly with the team.
He didn't fly with the team back. He stayed in Ohio, where he's from.
He stayed up in
Okay, so that's where he's from, Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's it.
And so he was basically hanging with the grandkids, this younger group. I guess his words. They asked him, "Hey, can you take pictures?" Stuff like that. He went over there. I think you could tell by pictures he was drinking. Anyways, there's a video that came out of this younger girl that was basically dancing on him.
A lap dance.
A lap dance, and his hand. I'll leave it at there. Anyways, so this got leaked out. Obviously, this whole thing, he had a closed meeting with the owner or the GM of the Jaguars. He had to apologize to the team for being a big distraction. It was just a very awkward thing. There's already these rumblings that Urban Meyer wasn't even going to finish this season, that he's going to go to take a college job. It's a lot of mess. And there's also, they talk about how, he has no, even like the players don't like him. He has nothing with the players. So my question to all of you is, in hit or quit it fashion, Urban Meyer will finish the season as the Jaguars head coach. Hit it or quit it.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No.
Quit it. He will be fired in the bye week.
Good
Wow.
content.
All right.
I'm gonna quit it as well. I don't think he makes it much further. Everywhere Urban Meyer is gone, it seems he leaves the place worse than he found it, and it's a fact. I mean, come on. When was the last time you heard about a head coach leaving his team and staying behind and not flying on the team flight back? No matter where your living arrangement is, he could have taken a private jet back to Ohio. He left the team to go do his thing. The players are laughing at him, basically. He's becoming a laughing stock of the team. It is what it is. When the owner has to come out and issue a statement on your behalf on the situation, you're in deep shit already. I don't, like Cohen said, if they're still winless come the bye week, he's probably getting fired.
Sorry.
Go ahead, John.
I was also going to say another thing is Jacksonville has head coaches lining up for that job. You have Trevor freaking Lawrence, like the best college football player to come out since Andrew Luck. You have him right there, sitting there, and Urban Meyer is wasting the crap out of him. He looks awful to start this year. So like Jacksonville. Oh, he's making. I get it. He's a rookie. He's going to make the mistakes, but like, it feels like it's more like the whole like everything. It's the coaches that Urban Meyer brought with him. It's the whole game plan. It's like you're making Trevor Lawrence look like, Johnny Manziel. So yeah, there's plenty of coaches out there who will line up for that job. Why do you still have Urban Meyer as your head coach? Just get rid of him.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think he'll be gone before the end of the season. I definitely think maybe 2 weeks I think before 2 weeks he'll probably be gone, just because that's a very bad PR look. I even think Gary Bettman will come in and help out the commissioner of the NFL and say, get that guy the hell out of here. But I think that's just a terrible look altogether. And if you don't have the respect of your players, you're kind of shit out of luck. And yeah, you do have Trevor Lawrence. You got a great young quarterback. Don't waste it on this guy who wants to apparently
That's your brony.
party like he's still in college. So I say he's going to be gone relatively soon here.
Yeah, I don't follow college football like at all. I do know Urban Meyer enough to know that he has had some off the field drama outside of this before. So I don't know. I think the hiring of him was already questionable as it was. And yeah, this is just a really bad look. And I know there's all these rumblings. And I've said this before too. I think I've referenced this softball is it's very easy to hide issues when you're winning, but when you're losing, let me tell you, it's clear as day.
That's Jaguars 101 football right there.
And here they are, and here we are, the Jaguars. If they lose this weekend, that's 20 straight losses. I get it, you're the Jaguars, but man, 20 straight losses. Hey, yeah. So I don't know.
That ironic part when you realize the only way they've had the last 19 wins was the one that knocked me out of the Survivor.
I would say the same thing. That's what knocked you out of the Survivor Pool last year when they upset the Colts. Which anyone want to throw out there really quickly of who the quarterback was for the Jaguars then?
Hold on.
Ooh.
Wow, I can't believe you guys
that's a
really?
Good question.
Really? This is taking way more time. I'm a little embarrassed right now.
It was Mr. Mustache.
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Fuck.
No.
What?
It was. What is his name? He's the Eagles backup right now.
Okay, you know what? Let's just.
Wow.
Who is Gardner Minshew?
There we go.
Unbelievable. Anyways, to bring this to pull this
fans. We hope you fans
to pull this back down.
Sorry, AEW fans.
I'm gonna quit it as well. I just think this is just it's not gonna get any better. I just think there's too much already there. It's a couple more losses. Urban Meyer's gonna get shown the door, and unfortunately for him, it's gonna be. So yep, I'm quitting as well.
And then he's gonna go get the head coaching job at USC.
Yep.
I don't know. After this, I don't know, man.
With that, I don't know. So
and here's the thing. Here's the issue with Jacksonville. Just to wrap this one up, it's gonna be a money issue for the owner. If he tries to get out of that contract like Al Davis style, like I'm not paying you and I'm firing you for cause, he's gonna be out of luck. And he did it to himself. So
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm pretty sure Khan right now is he's probably looking through the contract, looking for contract.
He's back channeling.
Yeah, he's looking for something because it's like there's got to be something in the clause where it's like you do something like that, like conduct detrimental to the team. Like you could even say that because it's you refuse to fly back with your own team, and now they're going. Yeah.
And that very well might have already been worked out with him and the owner. Like, hey, I'm gonna stay behind and be in Ohio. But the fact that in this day and age where everybody has a freaking cell phone and you're at this bar with your quote unquote grandkids, right? Whatever. And that happens. I mean, what are you doing? So,
yeah, that's all bad.
Boys, any other questions?
Nope.
Negative.
All right.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Patterns.
All right. Well, as we are winding this baby down, getting ready to say our goodbyes again, they're not really a goodbye, just like a see you later, but it's the shout outs right before we end it. We always like to shout out, whether it's we got friends, we got birthdays, we got businesses we want to shout out, anything under the moon, and maybe I don't know, maybe sometimes above the moon. I don't know, I haven't done it yet, but maybe we'll try that out. So, if you're an astronaut. So fellas, anything you guys have on the agenda you want to shout out before we say goodbye?
Yeah, sure. I'll start off. Gonna shout out Garrison. Gives me and Craig good haircuts over his barbershop, and Garrison, unfortunately, pay the man his money because Craig.
Yeah, I already got it too.
Yep.
What else you
Craig,
feel
Craig,
about
Craig
Yeah.
get his two things.
Yeah,
this
it was
today.
actually my most ballsiest bet so far to this season. I put $50 on a 2-team parlay, so 3-1. So I
3-1.
just cashed 150 on that one.
Yep.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yep. And then I forgot to bring it up during the Cowboys segment, so I'm just going to shout out Jalen Smith. He was a linebacker for the Cowboys. He got cut this about I think either yesterday or the night before. Really good story for those who don't know. He was supposed to be a top 5 pick, and in the bowl game, a bowl game that didn't even matter, he tore his ACL, and it was one of the worst ACL tears in college history. People didn't even know if he was going to play, and the Cowboys took a shot the next draft. They took a shot and took him in the second round. He sat out the whole 2017 season, and in 2018 he was a Pro Bowler. Really good linebacker. Unfortunately, that injury, he lost a step. He's not as fast as he used to be, and his pass coverage is really taking him into liability. And the Cowboys, they cut him. They didn't want to. His contract next year, he was going to be owed $9 million, and the Cowboys decided it was better off to just cut him now, and waste the $7 million than take a chance that he gets hurt during the rest of the year and be stuck on his contract. So it sucks. The Green Bay Packers went and signed him. So as much as I don't like the Packers, still good luck in Green Bay.
All right. Next.
Good man.
What's it called? I'll shout out the Wildwood Veterinary Hospital in Redwood City because that's the one where I took one of the chameleons over there, Dwight. And no, they're actually really helpful. Even though I didn't have an appointment, apparently it's appointment only. They were kind enough to still take me in and give me the meds after waiting 5 hours so they could figure out what was wrong with him. And it was more so what wasn't wrong with him at that point. So after 2 weeks of medicine and help from friends, Jason and Christy, continuously giving away the medication. That was he's slowly but surely doing better. So it's really awesome to see. So shout out to them because they are a pretty good vet clinic that just kind of handles any animals because people were literally walking in there with a chicken. So that was weird. It's like a legit, like crazy animal, not just meant for cats and dogs. So it was pretty cool to see. But no, props to them. And then, and then shout out to, actually, I think we already did. I was going to say a shout out to us just kicking ass in softball and everything like that, just doing it as a team and playing good. And I'm excited for us to go into this new season for Mondays, especially starting off 2-0, kind of getting our rust off for double headers. So that was cool. But yeah, no, that's all I got.
Tampa Bay won 5-0.
Oh, all right then.
Not bad. Jason.
Shout out my daughter. She's having her first homecoming dance in high school this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I thought that already happened like 20 years ago.
what?
Get it? You're 100 years old.
What?
Move on.
Oh, you're so funny.
Not even close.
Not even close, actually. Yeah. So she has that going on.
Oh, I'm sorry. 120 years old.
Oh my God. Anyway, I also want to shout out big boxing match this weekend: Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, number 3. First two were pretty entertaining, even though the second one ended, round 4, round 5. I forget which round it was. So it should be exciting.
Maybe make sure Wilder doesn't have 25 pounds of armor on him as he's walking to the ring this time. Hopefully he just walks out like normal.
No, he said he's gonna do that again, so whatever.
That's so stupid.
But yeah, I'm probably picking Tyson Fury. I think he's just the better boxer, and
Yes.
Wilder's the better one punch, but he has to land it, and if he doesn't land it, that is what it is.
Yeah, Wilder can't fight going back. That was proven in the first fight, and Fury took advantage in the second, and yeah, I think Fury's gonna win this one as well.
All right, just a couple shout outs. 2 football teams that I'm gonna shout out. One, this is the bad. I want to shout the Tennessee Titans last weekend for costing John and I big time. John and I hit 4 out of our 5 on a 5-pick parlay. And the Tennessee Titans, not only did they not cover, they just straight up lost that game outright to the New York Jets. It's just awful, man. Very painful. A painful one for sure.
AFC South is shit trash.
Yeah. So
I feel like
shout
that's
out
what it
them.
was last week.
You deserve you were not mentioned one time on this show, but you deserve to be shouted out for doing that last weekend. You're playing in now you get to play at Jacksonville, so don't do that again. But the good one I will shout out Ben's LA Rams, even though he didn't even pick the Rams to win tonight. They handled their business. They covered the 2 points on Garrison's car. The under. Never really much of a worry on that one. So end up hitting the 2-pick parlay tonight. So playing with some house money going into Sunday's action.
1 for 1 so far.
1 for 1 so far, and
You'll probably give it back anyway.
Well,
possibly.
Right.
So the good thing is John and I had a 5-pick parlay we've already started, and we're 1 for 1 because we had the Rams -2 on that one as well. So
by the way, did you guys ever figure out who the lock of the week was?
No.
Nope.
Anybody want to know? Oh, wait a minute. Well, John, don't say anything yet. Don't say anything yet.
Well, no, they both have to guess.
Gotta tee it up.
Obviously, they didn't watch the show.
All right. Well, Ben, what do you got?
The Cowboys.
New. Yeah.
All
right. Here we go. Jay, what do you got? Here we go.
Hold on. I'm looking. Tampa Bay 10.5.
Oh.
Nope.
Do you want a drum roll?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, here we go.
Houston +9.
Yep, he likes the Texans with the points. He said there's no way the Patriots are winning that game by double digits.
No, I have a final of 17-10 game. I think it's. I think you need to smash the under of that game, and you need to smash Houston. Oh hell yeah! Like, do it right now.
Okay, let's number down. Should we, John? Do you want to honor roll mention the other game that you didn't say was lock of the week, but you were very shocked when you found out? Remember that game? No.
No.
So you
help me out.
Jesus.
Help me help you.
Help me help you. Where is that one from? Where's that? What do you got? Where's
was that the Cardinals game?
No. Remember you predicted that the Washington football team was going to be favored by 5.5.
Oh,
and you found out they were underdogs at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one. I was shocked. When I found out the football team was the underdogs, that's my honorary lock of the week.
So it's not an official lock, so it's no credit if he gets it wrong, but he's basically saying that would be the second, choice. So, all right, boys, does that cover everything? We're good. We feel good. All that good stuff. It's Friday tomorrow, weekend.
Thank God.
So, all right. Well, as always, before we do close this thing down, first of all, thank you all very much for tuning in to another one of our episodes. If it's your first time watching, we really appreciate you giving any time to us, whether it's 90 seconds or 10 minutes, whatever it is. We appreciate all of it. If you aren't doing so, please give us a follow over at our YouTube channel. It's Sports Bets, but mostly Chaos Podcast. You'll get alerted of all of our new content as it comes out. And also social media, Twitter, Instagram, at SBBMC_pod, POD. Give us a follow, and any comments, any suggestions, anything like that, anything you want to see part of the show, hit us up wherever it is on the channel, on the socials, anything. We'd love to hear from you, and just anything you guys want to say, whether it's a support, anything positive, negative, we're here for all of it. So, but other than that, like I said, thank you all very much for tuning in for another episode of Sports Bets, but mostly Chaos. And everyone have a good day, good night, whenever it is you're tuning in. Have a great weekend. Enjoy football this weekend, week number 5. Enjoy the fights.
How about
everything
them
going on.
Cowboys?
Okay, that's it. We're done.
Fox.
Everyone, we'll see you
And
later.
remember, always, good teams win, but great teams cover.
Yes, good teams win, great teams cover. Don't ever forget.
Like them Cowboys.
Okay.
Get the
And
fuck out.
That ain't true.
Like,
We're
just
done.
go. Just go do your laundry. Get up and go. Go put your clothes
Bye,
in the
guys.
dryer.